Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look at Luna here, kind of see what's going on, and obviously understand how much further it's going to pull back if it does, and obviously help address profit targets, DCA targets, all the above, right? And if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor. I just love teaching people how to trade. Hopefully you can learn a thing or two here today. My goal and my passion is to help you become a better trader. I love cryptocurrency, and I also love helping people, get more self-sufficient so they don't have to rely on myself or anyone else, really. Create your own decisions, create your own risk tolerance, all that good stuff. So that being said, there's a link in the description below if you want to consider joining CryptoCache.tech. That is my website. You can become a community member by pretty much just registering monthly if you want. And what that does, it just allows you to get access to those trade signals that I send. I provide you with a trading academy with teaching you from foundational start to finish how to become a better trader. Then obviously, of course, an amazing community where we have weekly roundtable discussions. In fact, we have one today here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in our private crypto, basically voice chat within Discord. Okay, again, all good stuff. You'll be familiar with that if you join, but if not, that's cool too. Learn what you can from the video, right? So let's go ahead and commence the learning process. So when it comes to Luna, pretty straightforward. We're up over both moving averages, right? So we're looking at the 50 and the 200. That is the orange and the purple line. Effectively being above that price action tells us that they're going to work as a support if the price comes back down to that level. We shouldn't expect that in the near future. I still think this is a good continuation play. However, Luna is becoming slightly on the overextended side. So we just got to be mindful of that and expect some kind of pullback. It doesn't have to be significant. Like today, for example, that would be perfect. Most increases like this that we see that continue to go higher and higher day in and day out, they have a tendency of hitting a certain point and then pulling back. So why don't we just go ahead and look at a little bit of history here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about and kind of identify that. So looking here at just say TD sequential, we went on a pretty significant run from bottom to top here. We are approximately 94% increase, and that was back in December all the way to the end of December. So basically, that's about 10, 11 days. So if you see the bottom here, start there, we got a reset to a 1, came up to a 9, we had 3 more extra days of continuation. So more often than not, you'll see the same thing happen with Luna. It comes all the way up to a 9, and then it has this extra push a day or two later. Okay, so what that basically means for us here is if we look at the price action, we're at an 8 right now. We could very well see a 9 plus an extra day or two, but we should expect some kind of pullback soon. Today could be the pullback we're looking for, because as you can see, what happened with the most recent pullback, it legged up significantly afterwards. Granted, of course, Bitcoin was up 17% on this trading day. No surprise there that the most profitable coin out there right now with Luna essentially is going to continue higher. So again, we got to respect the fact that Bitcoin is causing this to happen somewhat, but not completely. And in fact, if you look at the Luna/Bitcoin chart, you can see its value is tremendously higher than Bitcoin right now, and it's definitely doing really well independent of Bitcoin. That's that independence I like to look for. But again, it's still codependent to an extent. Every coin will always be like that. Regardless, we're at an 8. Just note that tomorrow would potentially and likely be a 9 on TD sequential, which would essentially give us that overextension, telling us that we've jumped up too hard, too fast in a short amount of time. So in the last 9 trading days, or 8 in this case, we've literally increased by a margin of 95%. That's a common theme here, 95%, 105. So just know we're getting close to that threshold, okay? We get up past $99 and we test our all-time high. Different story, different conversation. Likely want to see some consolidation there, which we probably will, just at a resistance, and then we'll break above, consider that a support. We'll bridge that gap when we get there, but for now, we want to ensure that we get to our, first of all, our profit target of $98, right? Is that possible? That's our second profit target for our current swing trade for Luna. I think it is very viable, and we'll look at that here in a moment. Why don't we go ahead and jump in? Enough speculation. Taking a look at the RSI. We're up over 70. I actually like this. I like when the RSI is up over 70. Bitcoin's doing the same thing right now, only on the 4-hour. And what is happening essentially is it's reaffirming $87.87 as a support. So it came down and effectively bounced off of there. Granted, we don't lose that, we'll be in good shape. Even if we do lose it, we're not in dire straits. We have another nice major support level here at 786 of $78.35. So, all good stuff here, really. There's nothing adverse. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a pullback. Luna has a tendency of pulling back and then legging up again, very significant after it bounces off of key level supports. We can see this here. Comes up, legs down, key level support here, up again. This was a red day here for Luna, because once again, Bitcoin dropped from like 40,000 to 37,000 and then hasn't stopped since. But the recovery is quite swift. And today's descending type of pattern, or more importantly, this retracement, this pullback, is reflective of Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin has corrected itself a little bit. It tested 45, came down to 43.5. We're likely still continue to see an increase from here. It's a normal pullback based on what happened, but I don't think Luna's in dire straits by any means. It's still showing strength, and this is a good sign. We actually want to consolidate here for as long as possible. I would take another 2 or 3 more trading days of consolidation at 87, 87. That'd be perfect. Doesn't always work out that way, but if we get at least 12 to 24 more hours of continuation sideways, we'll have enough gas left in the tank to at least hit our second profit target as a community, but even further to break our all-time high. Okay. Again, that's pretty much what we're looking at there. Really good stuff in that sense. I don't see anything adverse at all. All right. Taking a look here, of course, let's go ahead and go down to the 4-hour RSI. We're back under 70, which is perfectly fine. I'd like to see that. I prefer, honestly, an RSI under 70. In most cases, it just kind of tells us it's still bullish, but not overly bought, and therefore not considered something that we want to sell. More so something we want to buy and keep it under 70 if all possible. Again, don't always get what you want, but all good stuff there. We're well above both moving averages too, so great there. So the macro and the micro both look very good. What about the 1 hour? What is this telling us here? So the 1 hour is telling us that we don't really have any specific type of patterns that are continuing. We did have obviously a strong push past the 9 to work itself into overtime and then come back down, consolidate nicely, push up again when Bitcoin opened today to jump up to 45,000, come back down as well. And now Bitcoin, coincidentally, is also showing a little bit more strength at 43.5, a key level Fibonacci retracement line. Coincidentally, the exact same Fibonacci retracement level, that's parallel for lack of better terms, of 87.87 for this guy here, Luna, right? So good stuff, all good stuff. I love to see this because ultimately, big picture, when you break a key level resistance, which it had, come back down to consolidate at that previous resistance, current support, we can expect to see that hold as a support level moving forward. So the likelihood of it breaking 87.87 is fairly low, pending Bitcoin doesn't take a nosedive to 41.5. That happens, all well and good, not the end of the world. That's actually standard and expected. I just expect that to happen later in the week, maybe not right away. But even still, this is very positive, and it's going to be a continuation play. So I'm confident we're going to see another couple of days, I would say 2 to 3 more days worth of bullish sentiment from Luna. And then I'm expecting Friday to be somewhat of a pullback from A, Bitcoin, and B, Luna, because again, we're overextended on the 1 day for Luna. And Bitcoin is just, it's very standard for industries to collect profits on Fridays after a nice strong green week. Just be prepared for that. That's potential. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but anything could happen, really. We never really know. It could shoot up on Friday too, for all I know. But generally speaking, we just want to be cautious and careful. We're still a bit on the overextended side, and we need to respect that. Other than that, TD sequential, we already looked at that. Ichimoku Cloud's going to tell us that we're getting close to potentially closing our position. When I say closing, more so just trimming your position, and depending on where you took entry, you may want to consider taking profits. Not necessarily, close it, the sky's going to fall, not at all. We're actually still in very good shape. I'm expecting to see the price kind of, progress upwards from here. But again, even if it progresses upwards from here, we'll still see the lagging span intersect with the price action. That's traditionally a consideration for a sell signal, right? Just be mindful of that. Great news is the cloud is averaging out closer to this main support. So we get some sideways action here for 12 more hours. We'll be good to go to use this support level there from the cloud to effectively continue to push price action higher. All right, so all good things. I literally see nothing adverse here, minus the overextension on the 1 day. We got to acknowledge the fact that we're at an 8, and anytime we hit a 9, we see 1 or 2 days following, and that would effectively continue to the downside from there. Okay. Once again, if we look back here, pushed to the upside here, got overextended, came back down, started making lower highs and lower lows. Pushed up here, did about a week's worth of consolidation, and then it started to come back down. So again, by no means is the price going to just nosedive if it hits a 9, but we got to expect somewhat of a pullback potential if it were to do so. All right, hopefully you found benefit here. If you do, comment below. If you're not currently a community member, please consider joining. Looking forward to working with you. I can tell you what, it's an amazing experience, and you're going to learn and grow a lot faster than you expected. Most people report to me that they are impressed with their level of growth. So if you're tired of being stagnant in the market, consider joining, becoming a better trader. I tell you, this is viable. This is my day job. I do this every day for a living, and I absolutely love it. It takes the right kind of mindset and the right kind of skill set, and those are things you learn. You're not just born with it, okay? Trust me, it took me 15 years to get here. It can take you a lot less than that. All right, thanks again for your time. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Have a good one. Take care.